This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
Today's video is brought to you by Established Titles. Ha ha! Guess who's back? Well, you don't have to guess. You're looking right at my stupid face. It's me. I'm back. 12 or 13 days ago, I had colon cancer surgery. They removed a large section of my colon, 35% of it. And I'm back. Still in a little bit of pain, but I'm not going to overdo it. Don't worry. I'm going to be cautious and careful. This Friday, I have a follow-up appointment with my surgeon, and at that appointment, I'm expecting to learn what stage the cancer is, if I need to have chemo, all of that. But rejoice, cha-cha-cha. Is that a thing? I am back. I'm happy to be back. I want to thank you and the audience so much, and Brittany Page for carrying the torch for me while I was gone. That is wonderful. It is beautiful to know that there are so many loving people out there who, in the spirit of solidarity and support, stood in the gap for me while I was under the knife and recuperating. It is a beautiful thing. It's interesting. There were so many people who told Brittany and emailed me and messaged me and in the comments saying that Brittany is great at this. She really needs her own channel. So we did that. Brittany now has her own channel. I used to have a clips channel where portions from live streams or whatever I would put over there, but we just converted that. That is now Brittany Page's channel. And starting today, she will have brand new original content that is geared toward what her specific interests are, which are politics and poverty and a panoply of other things. And I would encourage you, I would ask you, please, as a favor to me, a personal favor to me, go subscribe to her channel. It'll be in the pinned comment here. It'll be the first link in the description. Go subscribe to her channel and show her some support. As a loyalty to me, if you will, but also a thank you to her for doing what she did while I was in surgery. She is a beautiful, beautiful person, inside, outside. She's, bar none, the luckiest thing in my life. So before we move on, I want to talk a little bit here about what took place in the last few days relative to Nancy Pelosi's husband being attacked by an intruder in his home, and the subterfuge that took place after that in the aftermath with right-wing media, Fox News. They had all of the facts in front of them, all of the data points relative to who this person was, what his beliefs were, what was driving him to do what he did. And instead of dealing with reality on reality's terms, they decided we can't rush to judgment. We don't know if this is politically motivated. We just don't know. And we're going to talk about all of that. But before we do, a word from today's sponsor, Established Titles. I just saw my first snowman in Target the other day, but we're still a ways away from Halloween. Instead of focusing on my task list, old Frosty got me thinking about the holidays and the gifts that I have to buy for all the people that I want to thank for their friendship and their support during this year. Shopping for most people now is impossible, though, when you can go to Amazon and order everything from a Rolex to a record. At the gift intersection of great cause and good laugh is Established Titles. It's based on the Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as either lords or ladies. Established Titles allows you to purchase at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Eddleston, Scotland, and thus become a lord. Your purchase comes complete with an official certificate like this one, Lord Dollemore. Has a pretty natural ring to it, don't you think? With your order, Established Titles plants a tree and works with global charities to support reforestation efforts all over the world. Head to establishedtitles.com/Dollemore right now to get in on their early Black Friday sale and save an additional 10%. This is a super fun way to aid global reforestation efforts while at the same time you diversify your cultural portfolio. You can officially change your name to Lady or Lord, whomever. Your certificate features a unique plot number, which allows you to see the exact location of your land. Established Titles even offers couples packs that come with adjoining plots. And speaking of which, the first 200 people to buy a title pack using my link will basically be next to my plot, only a short walk away. If enough of you join, we could build our own little Dollemore kingdom. So square up. Established Titles is a perfect gift for friends or relatives, both old and new. Get in on their early Black Friday sale and score 10% off using code Dollemore. Go to establishedtitles.com/Dollemore to support this channel and lord over the holidays. So let's get into this entire thing. I'm going to read a paragraph from PBS that kind of, if you don't know, if you haven't been following, if this is your foray back to the news after the weekend, this headline from PBS: Intruder asks, "Where is Nancy?" before beating Pelosi's husband with hammer, police say. Paul Pelosi, an octogenarian, he's in his 80s. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband was severely beaten with a hammer Friday morning when an attacker broke into their San Francisco home. The speaker was not there at the time. Authorities said the suspect specifically targeted the home and shouted, "Where is Nancy?" before assaulting her husband. As Lisa DeJarnay reports, the attack comes as threats to lawmakers are an all-time high. Now, we are learning that there are a lot of instances and similarities to this particular attack. Not just the "Where is Nancy?", the stalking of Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House of Representatives of these United States. Similarities to the insurrection. Not in just "Where's Nancy?" and "Hang Mike Pence" and all that nonsense, but he had a bag full of zip ties and a bunch of other things. This was absolutely born out of political animus. This was absolutely a targeted occurrence in the greater universe of political violence that is spurned, that is motivated by conservatives. How many synagogues have been attacked? How many migrants have been attacked? How many Walmart in El Paso style massacres must we face before people on the right tone it down? Your fringe characters call for political violence, and your mainstream characters hint at it. They allow this space to be the norm. And then when it comes to fruition, when their wishes comes to pass, then they're like, "Oh, well, we can't rush to judgment." And here's what I'm talking about here. At 1:25 the other day, when talking about this on Friday, when this took place, at 1:25 p.m. Eastern Time, CNN was talking about it, and they went through all of the things we know about the blog and the attacker's political beliefs and the conspiracy theories and the writings and all of the nutbuttery, all of it. They knew, we knew, the world knew. And CNN was talking about it at 1:25. Now at 1:35, I believe. At 1:37, at 1:38, virtually at the same exact time, Fox News is saying, "Well, we can't rush to judgment. But when you look at it overall, people may be too quick to make leaps," John Roberts, the news guy at Fox News, was saying. I'm going to share these two clips and then let's talk about it. Here is the CNN where they're telling the world what we know.
This particular suspect was posting these conspiracy theories on social media, on platforms like Facebook, about COVID vaccines, the 2020 election, about January 6th. And of course, there is sort of this conspiracy theory cloud that continues to hang over our political discourse right now.
Yeah, and look, our CNN investigative team has gone over a number of these conspiracy theories in which he was posting. Evan mentioned some of them, but some of them also are things that we are hearing still on the campaign trail today. One of them that he posted was about the MyPillow CEO, Mike Lindell, saying that the 2020 election was stolen. He posted apparently multiple videos from the MyPillow CEO making that false claim that we hear the former president make, and as well as some others. He also posted apparently some transphobic images. He linked to websites falsely saying that the COVID vaccines were deadly. He attacked the January 6th committee, and also went after George Floyd, of course, who was killed by a Minnesota police officer, Derek Chauvin. He criticized that conviction as a modern lynching. So these are the kinds of the theories and worldviews that he was espousing online. 42-year-old David DePepe, who the police identified.
Again, we knew. We know. We know what the motivations were. We know who motivated the attack. We know who encouraged this type of violence. It's been that way since the campaign in 2016 of Donald Trump. I'd like to punch him in the face, he says. I'll pay for your legal bills if you assault one of these protesters in my rallies. This has been the way. We saw the MAGA bomber. We've seen countless shootings across the world that were spurned by white supremacist and white Christian nationalist ideologies about replacement theory and everything else. So why should we be surprised that it's happening now from this end of the political spectrum? Well, the answer to the question is we should not be surprised. I have been talking about this for years, that this is the result. This would be what happens. This will be what happens in the future. There will be more of this to come. Here is the Fox News clip. Remember, the thing you just watched from CNN, this clip I'm playing from Fox News, at the same times, these exact same times, this was being broadcast from Fox News, ignoring the facts, but telling the audience at Fox News and conservatives all over to let's not leap. We can't make leaps. We can't rush to judgment. We don't know what predicated this, even though we absolutely do. And we'll ask the question and answer the question, why, after the clip.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier in the hour, 2021 Capitol Police fielded 9,600 threats against members of Congress between January 1st and January 23rd of this year, nearly 2,000 threats that they looked into. But when you look at this in the overall, people may be quick to make leaps to certain events in the past, certain political ideologies, what may have driven this person. We can't make those leaps, and we shouldn't make those leaps because we just don't know at this point. This person could have been motivated by just about anything. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the only indication we have is the "Where's Nancy?" or that he was waiting for Nancy, but we don't know his point of view. We do know that this is, a real thing in today's day and age, that public figures, no matter who they are, come under increasing threat. And because of our environment and the way we talk about things online and elsewhere, there has been an increasing threat to public figures. And it's interesting about this. I agree with your previous guest as well about the security prospect of the Speaker's house when her husband is home. I would have thought that it would be more secure as well. Mm-hmm. But we don't have all the details yet.
Those two gentlemen from Fox are the newsmen. They're not the entertainment side. They're not the Tucker Carlsons and the Laura Ingrams and the Five. They're not Hannity. They're not the dopey morning show. They're the hard news side, the respectable side of Fox News. But when you look at this in the overall, people may be quick to make leaps to certain events in the past, certain political ideologies, what may have driven this person. But we shouldn't make those leaps. Oh, John Roberts clutching at the pearls. When we know it is Donald Trump and conservatives like Donald Trump that predicate this violence. They give space for this violence. They incite this violence. We all witnessed the insurrection, the attempted overthrow of the United States government. And then non-office holders and previous office holders, like Donald Trump Jr., cruelty on parade. Got my Paul Pelosi Halloween costume ready. A pair of underwear and a hammer. A man had skull fractures and injuries to his arms and his hands. Imagine if Donald Trump was attacked by a maniac with a hammer. Imagine what the right would be doing right now. Oh, they would be apoplectic if a joke like this was made. But because it's a Democrat, fair game. Open season, one might say. And this doesn't just impact the Nancy and Paul Pelosi's of the world. It doesn't just impact political leaders in our country. Saturday night, I guess it was early Sunday morning, I received this death threat. All of this is part and parcel. This is a pattern and practice for conservatives that when they're losing, when they are cornered, they feel cornered because they're losing. They're losing the battle of ideas, and they're losing elections, and they're facing it down with these midterms. I got this death threat on Facebook in messages. Name one black person killed by Kyle Rittenhouse. A question that is a stupid one from a stupid individual who thinks I'm going to be afraid of his death threats. Coward. I've never said that a black person was killed by Kyle Rittenhouse. I call him Killer Kyle because he's a killer. He killed people. He was acquitted of murder, but he killed human beings with a weapon of war on the streets of America. We have a canned message that goes out when you message the podcast page on Facebook. Thanks for reaching out. This was not, I didn't type this. This is a program thing that when you message, it gets sent to you. Thanks for reaching out. We're messaged a lot and try to get back to all. We'll do so as soon as we can. And then parenthetically, we say this. If your intent was just to send a shitty, hateful message, you'll likely not hear back. Thanks for trying, though. Your mom would be proud. He says, if you can't, I'm going to kill you. If I can't name a black person who was killed by Kyle Rittenhouse, he's going to murder me. Then he repeats the question, or the demand, name one black person 6 or so times. And then he says, or I'll kill you both. Presumably, he means my wife and content creator partner, Brittany Page. This is allowed. And then if you look, I posted this on Twitter. We called police, by the way. We had DC police out here. There has been a detective assigned to the case. I'll keep you updated on what's going on. But in the aftermath, when I tweeted this on Twitter, put this out on Twitter, the conservatives got a hold of it and were, this is fake. I'll take things that didn't happen for 500, Alex. Idiots. When it's the most believable thing, why would this be fake? It is not beyond conservatives to threaten the lives of people they disagree with. Political violence is the norm in today's Republican Party. So listen, we have a lot ahead of us. The midterms are upon us. Many people have already voted in early voting and mail-in balloting. And conservatives are very, very nervous about the outcome. I'm very excited to be back. Thank you for joining me today. I want to know what you think about this. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. I welcome your emails as well, daily@dollemore.com. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore on Instagram, on Twitter, and I'm back on TikTok. I got an email while I was out that TikTok had reviewed the suspension and thought better of it, and I am now an active member of the TikTok community. A lot of people have said, well, who cares? TikTok's stupid, TikTok's Chinese, TikTok's whatever. TikTok is where youth are. They're not on Facebook. So if we're going to be changing hearts and minds, and that should be what our intent is, what our goal is, what our stated objective is to change hearts and minds, to educate individuals, to lead them to the truth, we got to be where they are. And that is TikTok in many ways. So I'm not going to apologize for being on TikTok. It's important. It is an important platform. Whether we like it or not, it is what it is. If you appreciate what I do, please consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below this video, become a channel member for as little as $1.99 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are fantastic ways to help support and produce the work that we are doing right here. Don't forget to go subscribe to Brittany Page's YouTube channel, her new YouTube channel. I would consider it a favor. I love you guys. I appreciate you as always. Be genuine. Take care of one another.